Hello, everybody. Happy Sunday, September 18th. I am writing because, partly because I had nothing better to do. And also, since I have a little bit of extra time in my hands, I thought maybe I'd address some of the ridiculous statements I've heard from some of the politicians out there, whom are, it's childish. Um, and and I oppose childishness because I'm a young parent. I think that I deserve people that act better than my 20-something-year-olds as the vice president and president of the United States. Hopefully, oh my God. Either way, um, but you've been in the game long enough. It's gaming and tricking. I know. Okay, so just listen to the Democrats' argument against Republicans, which, by the way, are more like justifications and character attack when they're not justifying what their position is, while they actually don't have one. They want to justify why they don't have a position. They're just attacking somebody's character. Okay, so these are some of the current remarks that we should know exactly what to think about. Donald Trump didn't let Paul Ryan corral him. Exactly. Thank goodness for that. Thank goodness for that. He wasn't there to get peer pressured by collusive politicians that only care about getting rich on our backs, whether it's because they make deals with, lobbyists. A lobbyist is somebody that gets paid from large corporations to go and try and influence what legislation is going to get put on the floor, what the terms of that legislation might be, and then those legislators, and we know a few of those, get rich off of it because because then they just invest in the stocks of those corporations, and the lobbyists are happy. They make the company happy. Lobbyists get paid. It's like, as a sales agent, for example, um, I could, like, I'm guessing, like, psychological gimmicks that you can play on people to, like, pressure them to sign on to, like, and anything you might want them to. And the only reason that I would be doing that would be because that's how a salesperson gets paid, off commission. Well, um, corrupt corrupt politicians are doing just that. They're acting like they're, like, getting paid on commission, and I think that they feel that they're so smart that that's, like, to, like, compensate for what it would have been like if they went into the real world and worked in corporate America. And let me tell you, I don't think so. I think that they would get slaughtered in corporate America. So no, it's not even fair. It's like, so it's disgusting, really. I mean, it's like how we, like, have special rules for handicaps, like the whole ADA regulations. Okay, so on to the next one. Abbott and DeSantos are exacerbating a problem Democrats created. Yet Democrats don't mind perpetuating the problem as long as they can fabricate a point of debate. So, exacerbating a problem? Excuse me? Um, no, they just don't want the problem in their town. They don't want it in their backyards. Now you don't want it in your backyard. Now you get it. But you would perpetuate the problem because that's all you have. That's all you've got, Hillary. That's all you've got is perpetuate the problem so that you have a reason to attack your opponents. That's it. That's all it is. You're dishonest. It's called being dishonest, because an honest Democrat would just say, okay, You caught me. Oops. Big oops. Big eraser for you, madame. They are working on a problem created by the last administration, yet illegal immigration has hit record levels under the current administration. That is very well documented. Very, very well documented. It's like, how do you how do you expect people to believe you? That is just frustrating. I'm sorry. There were no, you can't just believe anything the speaker, uh, the podium person says. That goes for most. I don't even care to like. We're supposed to get better. We're supposed to be like a better administration, a better world, not worse. Not um, justify our actions because so and so did it. Oh, so because they went and jumped off a cliff, you're gonna go do it too? Yeah, exactly. They fund Republicans' campaigns and they can't have an opinion about it, but it's clear that they are buying Republicans that they can have in their pockets, also known as rhinos, Republicans in name only. Of course, there's Republicans that are as corrupt and dirty as Democrats. Of course. I mean, if you were a dirty person and you had to choose between being a Democrat or a Republican, and the Democrat with the funding said, but you have to say that you're Republican because we have to like fool the rest of us that it's actually a fair election. Oh, and speaking about that, I'll get to that in a minute. Violence, drug, and human trafficking only make it all too convenient for the Biden's drug issues. After all, Joe needs something to fix. And he needs something to fix. Well, he needs something to cover for his son. He's covering for his son, but he has to fix the rest of us. So did Kamala, by the way. All right, so accountability is a given. Either we stand up for what's right and get ahead of the curve, or we all go down in that bucket of crabs, maybe STD crabs. Disgusting, like with those people. Ugh, trash. Don't let anyone make you think that they're doing you a favor. You have rights and you're worth proper representation. I know, I feel like I'm doing like I pick up on like what different people say or do. And I guess I'm still like exploring my identity. I don't know. Like I just recently cut my own hair and it's like all choppy, but I don't care. I look cute. So I'm fine. So all right. Let me get to what I was I'm gonna come back to what I said I'd come back to. We all have a vested interest at protecting the integrity of our elections. However, we should also be able to participate in the oversight of how the votes are counted. I have a strong feeling that the elections were rigged to leave Democrats in complete power of all branches of government. But make no mistake, the way Democrats are negligent about conducting government affairs, there's no telling which party was behind the rigging. I mean, it makes me wonder. I think Republicans, if they were really like the dirty party, like like has this like secret society and like got together and like and like concocted this whole like plotted for how Democrats were going to be such like fuck ups that like nobody's saying who rigged it, okay, but it's true. There was the Dominion machines, countless and random complaints from election center staff about suspicious activity went overlooked. Of course, this all has to do with the fact that the Democrats have power over all three branches. That's just it's just the way it is, and they don't have to have power, obviously, over the judicial branch, but they actually might tempt a judge or two to retire early so that they can elect their radical, Democrats. So I take that back. So anyhow, um, yeah, we do all have a vested interest in keeping our elections honest, and it's okay to call people out, to call out everything that is suspicious, everything that, I mean, watch Vox.com, watch all the videos that came out on YouTube that were later taken down about all the complaints there was. Watch how there was a case initiated, which may or may not still be in progress. Who knows? I mean, these things like don't have to be like for the public to, to worry about, because that's just going to give a Democrat in these circumstances the edge on then being able to say, oh well, of course you're gonna say that we lost because blah 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 blah. No, you lost because you're a loser. So obviously, is yes, we want to be a little bit more professional, more mature about it, and know that we're dealing with 5-year-olds that we can't necessarily put a like if we give them one reason to debate why Republicans are going to take the House back in the midterms, and then like act like, oh you can't say that you lost. Well, actually, if you can't explain, um well, at the end of the day, I'm a true believer that the truth comes out, and um for you the truth might come out in a different way, but for me the truth comes out as like a rational thought, like yours might come out like from somewhere. All right, so I think that's all I have for today, but I did actually submit my appeal to YouTube about having said that. um, and I'm not going to go back and review that videotape because I've said way more things that are might be more controversial. So I'm thinking, you know what? Fine. The elections are important. I get it. They should also be safeguarded by the people that are in office, and they should be. There should be no obstacle to investigations. And I think that that's actually issue number one in this particular election was that investigations were impeded. So, so don't think for one second that investigations actually went through in 2020 for you to be able to say that. Plus, there's like so many other reasons that maybe are circumstantial. Like, yes, it leads anybody to think if you're in the first place, we can investigate. And in the second place, we already know that there was information that was being withheld from the public as to Hunter Biden's laptop, and later it was regressed. So it can happen, okay? It's not like, oh my God, no, it's not ironclad. It is not. It's not iron. It like I wish it was. I've made suggestions. Like the only way that we're gonna know if elections are true is if people are educated as to the candidates, that they know what their rights are, that they can go online and make sure that their vote was counted, like to the towards the people that they actually elected, and that then there's an independent company and independent auditor that can. I mean, you do this for the Grammys or whatever Oscars, but you can't do this for an election. Ridiculous. Hire an independent auditor that can then make sure that everything was counted on a one-to-one basis. It's not that hard. It really isn't. You just don't want to do it. Some people just don't want to do it. They don't want to face the facts. They don't want to, they don't want to face facts. Right. That's it for me. 15 minutes, not bad. See you guys next time. Bye.